Alrighty, so yeah, what we do is we have the range DPS and heals pile up basically here, and literally pile up on top of each other. As long as you've got a disc priest in the raid, the AoE damage is easy, and druid as well. We get our off tank to stand up over here. The off tank pulls the adds and throws. Generally, if it's a DK, it really helps because he can throw his ranged AoE over on the raid and pull the zombies off. Main tank stands up here. That's it, roundabout, and tanks a Lich King here. This keeps going until the second phase when we all run back. Now the raid who's standing here, all they do is walk straight back. The tank who's tanking the Lich King moves over to here and picks up the raging spirits, and the tank that was tanking the adds just moves down and continues to tank the adds. Now what this off tank does is he also grabs the raging spirits off of the main tank, so the main tank's free to run and grab the Lich King as soon as the phase is over. Now of course in that first phase you've got your abolished disease that you need to watch out for. So yeah, basically what happens is if anyone gets that the plague on them, what they need to do is run over and stand here on the opposite side of the off tank, just behind the adds, so when it gets dispelled, it goes onto the adds and kills them. If you do it right, you should have enough adds on that off tank that the plague will only happen once. You've basically got, as far as we can tell, you've got 3 seconds to get over there before you're dead, and if you're dead, that means the next person's dead, and so on and so forth. So you need to get that. You need to get over there ASAP.
3 seconds from here to here.
By the time you notice that you've got the disease, you've got to be on your way over there, or else you're dead.
Okay, and what's the indicator of disease? Is there a mark on you? Do you turn purple or something?
No, there's no indicator of anything like that. I've got Voodoo, and it comes up on Voodoo. I know it does the same on Grid, so you'll see the disease. It's green in colour. It's a debuff that sits next to Chill of the Throne. If you can just keep your eye out on that, as soon as you see it, head over there.
Alright, I might get the raid to use Tell Me When, and it'll come up like a big box on their screen.
Okay, that's not a bad one. That we use Deadly Boss Mods, and it tells the raid leader or anyone who's paying attention who's got the disease, and we just call it out and they run over. Okay. You normally get enough time to do that.
Yep, I'll go.
I've noticed during. All right. I've also noticed during the third phase, Deadly Boss Mods actually does an emote if you've got Defile on you as well.
Okay.
So yep, what we did is we had a Hunter and we had another ranged DPS just taking care of the orbs, and the rest of the DPS were killing the spirits and any remaining adds.
Awesome.
Now, generally what happens is what you end up killing all the adds off by the time the third phase starts. So as soon as you hear the Lich King say some kind of random crap, you move in and off of that outer ring, because it will fall away, and it was funny to watch people fall to their deaths the first time. You all move in and you spread out. You've got to separate out by about 15 yards, because when you get Defile on you, you've got to get out of there and get out of there quick, or else it'll take over the map. Now, during this, what happens is, generally it bugs and one of you will have the plague on you. If that happens, that person has to run away from the raid and stay at least 10 yards away, and if you dispel it, that's it. It will go. It won't jump onto anyone else.
Awesome. So if we just make this the safe place, the evacuation point. Okay, so you need at least one Disc Priest and you need Death Knights.
I mean, a Death Knight really helps with the adds because he can do his ranged AoE and pull. I noticed that Tiz tonight would bubble, for example, as a paladin if he got too many adds on him, and I would shadow meld as well if I got too many adds on me, because they do enough damage to be annoying.
Okay.
You really need a strong tank on the Lich King, because he hits hard. Now, the biggest thing during this third phase is you'll get, I forget what the debuff's called, crippling something or whatever. When that debuff hits the tank that's tanking the Lich King, the other tank needs to taunt off. and tank the Lich King until the debuff is gone. Because with 3 of us spam healing, we could barely keep our main tank up during that.
And at that stage, the ads are gone?
Yep, at that stage you've got no ads. However, that's when Defile and the Valkyries come out. Now this is where a nice little trick comes into play, and it does work. Tonight I had a Valkyrie come for me. I tried to Shadow Meld to get out of it. It didn't work, so that doesn't drop it. I don't know about Ice Block, but I know that Gabby got thrown off the edge, so I'm sure he tried everything he could. But one thing that does work is pets. Any pets, companions, anything like that, works like a charm. I think tonight, most of the Valkyries were taking pets off the edge. It was only maybe once or twice that it actually took a turn off.
Okay, so we just do summon pets at the start of the fight? Or did you summon
That's right, yep, get them out as soon as possible.
Okay.
No, it's just at the start.
Apparently the Death Knights can Death Grip the Valkyries back, and the Hunters can slow them as well, from what I hear.
Yeah, Shadow Priest can Mind Flame and all that sort of thing as well, but we were concentrating more. With the pets out, it'd be pretty rare if you actually lost someone. Now, one thing I did try to do tonight as well is the old Alt F4 trick, but it didn't work for me. As soon as I logged back in, I was in Dalaran, so I don't know if that trick works. I don't know if I was quick enough, but yeah, it didn't work for me. Basically, as soon as I was picked up by a Valkyrie, I Alt F4'd after trying to Shadow Meld, and yeah, it didn't work.
Alright, well, I prefer to do it the right way anyway, so if pets work, that's a lot cheaper way.
That's right. Now, the biggest thing that killed us here was the tanks not taunting off each other. The tanks have really got to have good communications on raid call. It was an issue that we had where, I don't know if it was a language barrier or noisy surroundings or whatever, but our tanks couldn't talk to each other. So a couple of times throughout the raid, it got a bit painful. But they figured it out and then worked it out in the end, and it went quite well. Defile, as I said, everyone should have deadly boss mods. If they have deadly boss mods, it will come up with a speech bubble stating that I have Defile on me, and that'll actually come up before Defile gets on the ground. So as soon as they see that speech bubble, all they got to do is start running, and Defile won't grow at all.
Okay.
But Defile grows really, really quick, and I mean, if you're not out of there, you can be running and it'll be growing with you. It grows that quick.
Does it look like the retail videos?
It does, certainly does, yep.
Okay, so that's good. So
that's basically... Oh yeah, very clear. But that's basically that side of the fight. Healing is hard in the second and third phase. The first phase, as long as you've got a disc priest, and I had Tiz concentrating on the tanks, it was easy. I mean, there were sections there where I wasn't actually doing anything because we weren't taking enough damage. That Discipline Priest really helps. Last week when we tried it, I didn't have Honk focusing on bubbling the raid. I had her focusing on dispelling the disease, and we wiped a couple of times because that AoE disease that we get just killed the raid. So yeah, absolute priority to have a Discipline Priest bubbling the raid.
Okay, that's good. Alright, well, is there anything else to the fight there? Does it just reset to phase 1 and we go again?
That's right, resets to phase 1, so everyone goes back to the positions they were in, rinse and repeat, and that's the Lich King.
Okay, very good.
So yeah, I reckon we were really, really close tonight.